Hi, everyone. I'm Dr. Diane Hayden, publisher of Natural Nutmeg magazine, and welcome to our weekly podcast where I interview our expert writers and contributors on topics ranging from natural medicine, nutrition, fitness, green living, spirituality, and how to live a healthier, more holistic lifestyle. I am excited to have with me today Kristina Mozzicato. She is a licensed massage therapist, board certified by the NCBTMB. She has been practicing massage therapy for the past 12 years, and she's also certified in cupping and ACE Medi-Cupping. She's the owner of Abundant Health Massage Therapy and Wellness in Farmington. And thank you so much for being with us today, Kristina. How are you?
Good. Thank you for having me, Diane.
Awesome. So I usually like to start these out by getting to know you a little bit more because our readers are always curious about seeing our practitioners live and just talking a little bit about your background and your passion. How did you get into and drawn to doing massage?
Well, I've always been interested in alternative health ever since I was young. I remember reading about herbs and just alternative treatments, for pain. I'm not one to, take pain medication if I don't need to. And then I was reading that massage can actually help with pain. It's a natural therapy. And so I had gotten massages regularly previous to joining the massage therapy industry. And I just wanted a change in career. And I decided that I wanted to help people in a field that was, the health fields, alternative health. And it was just a really good fit for me.
Yeah, awesome. So you have a bunch of different modalities, and we're going to talk about your latest article that's actually in the March issue of Natural Nutmeg talks about Himalayan Salt Stone Massage, which I'm interested in. But tell us all the different types of massage that you do.
Okay, so I do offer the standard Swedish massage, which is great for relaxation. Anyone who's stressed out, it's a great treatment. Also, deep tissue massage, which is great for targeting muscle knots, whether someone has had surgery and or if they're just sitting all the time at the desk working like many people are now with the pandemic.
Yeah,
Deep
especially
tissue
everybody
massage.
working from home, that's for sure. We all need
Yes.
massage.
A lot of time, well, they say sitting is the new smoking.
I don't
So
doubt
if you're
it.
sitting,
It is so
yep,
unhealthy. It's so unhealthy, and people do not even think about that. Like there are definitely some good things that have come out of COVID for sure, because it's not like this should be anything new to us. People have had desk jobs for forever, and yet many of us in the health field talk about how unhealthy it is to just sit. Like our bodies were not, human beings were not designed to sit all day long. And
that's
from
right.
everything from slowing your metabolism down to physiological issues to, from your perspective and expertise, it can cause a lot of issues with muscles and joints and stiffness and all kinds of stuff like that.
That's for sure. Sitting puts more pressure on the lower spine. And so many people don't have proper posture when they're sitting. So that's why I do see a lot of people with the upper back and shoulder pain because they're kind of hunched
Yeah,
over
right,
at the
right.
desk all
We're
day.
all like this.
And especially, if they're not really getting up every so often, I recommend if people can get up, maybe once an hour or so and do a little bit of stretching. But
Yeah.
so many people, they're just, at their computer all day at work,
Yeah, on
just
Zoom
sitting
calls like
there.
this.
Yes.
Well, think about it from the perspective. I mean, occupational therapy has been around for forever, and it used to be that companies would have occupational therapists come in, and you'd get your desk formatted for, structured for ergonomically correct, whatever. Well, think about now how many people. I mean, they basically sent everybody to work from home. Yet no one had any occupational therapist coming in and seeing what their workspace was like.
That's for sure.
Yep.
So I do see a lot of people like that who are sitting all day. So I would say 99% of the people I see have upper back and shoulder issues, mainly from sitting, or if they're driving, if their job is, driving around all day. That's another thing. But it's not just the sitting, it's also a lot of people do hold stress in the shoulders and upper back. So it's kind of twofold. So deep tissue massage is great for releasing muscle knots due to, poor posture and just carrying stress, in certain areas like the upper back. Although, of course, I do full body massage as well. I also offer Reiki. I'm a Reiki master. So that is a form of energy work that also helps to relax the client. And the Himalayan Salt Stone Massage, which we're going to be talking about a little bit. I'm also certified in cupping, which is a
Yeah, let's talk about that. I think a lot of people are like, what is that? I've never heard that before. Or they've seen, like pictures of it and everyone's freaked out like, oh my God, well, this person had these huge black circles on their back. And I've had it done. I mean, I love it actually. It is like so relaxing to me. It feels like it's like sort of like a vacuum kind of feeling to your back, and the concept is obviously the opposite of the pressure of having massage. It's suctioning, I guess, if that's probably not the right word to use, but essentially like it's manipulating the muscle in more of a pull than a push. And I mean, my massage therapist gets awesome results for me with it. And I don't mind, unless it's the middle of summer and maybe I'm going to be wearing a sundress or something, I could care less what these round circles are on my back. And it doesn't hurt. I think people are like terrified of it because they think it's going to hurt. But
Yeah.
I haven't had any negative effects at all.
Yep. So you're right. Cupping, it's called vacuum therapy. So it is a suction. We're removing air from the cup. So it does lift up onto the muscle and the fascia. So it kind of lifts up the muscle knot. So we call it a deep tissue massage in reverse. But it's really achieving the same goal. So for those people who are very sensitive to touch or to pressure, cupping is a really great alternative, although I do use it for people, who are not as sensitive either. I kind of use it in combination with massage. So cupping, and that's kind of a common misconception. People call those spots bruises. I mean, they do look painful,
Right,
but they're really not painful. They look worse than they are.
Mm-hmm.
Not everybody will get those marks, but that actually indicates, like, the darker the mark, the more inflammation in the area. It could be from an injury from years ago, or just, inflammation in the body. So, but they usually disappear within a few days to a week.
Mm-hmm.
And then the more work you get done, the more consistent somebody comes in for cupping, then the marks won't be as dark because they're getting regular work done. So cupping actually brings in local circulation to the area being worked on. So what I like to do, I actually include cupping in my massage sessions for those people who want it. So I'll use cups for about 10 to 15 minutes, usually on the upper back and shoulders, or if there's another area on their body, that's giving them issues. And that kind of warms up the area. And, I'll leave the cups on. I'll also move the cups around. So, they call it massage cupping to kind of, get the area nice and warm, the circulation going. And then I'll use my hands, of course, for the majority of the massage. So I've actually gotten really great results, like you were talking about when you go for your massages and the cupping. Most people do tell me that they feel so much better when I combine the cupping with the massage, especially a day or two later. They'll really feel, the maximum benefits of the session. So definitely, yeah, cupping is very beneficial and people shouldn't be scared of it. There are certain contraindications, people who, are pregnant, for example, or who are on blood thinners, they probably shouldn't receive cupping.
Mm-hmm.
But for the majority of the population, it's safe to receive cupping. And the other thing is, people sometimes are worried not only about the marks, but if it's going to be painful, because I guess looking at the pictures,
Right.
of
It looks,
cup marks,
looks like,
it looks like it could be. But the
But
suction, the amount of suction actually is totally controllable. So
Right.
I'll always ask the client, is the suction a little bit too much? Do you want a little bit more? And so I can control it with that. especially with I use silicone cups. I also use the polycarbonate cups, which are with like the air gun. I think a lot of people have seen pictures of like a plastic gun.
Mhm.
And I'm also certified in Medi-Cupping, which it's really the same idea, but it's a machine with different dials, and I can actually adjust the setting of the suction. There's a tube that connects the machine to the cup, and they're glass cups, different size cups for different areas of the body. And so it's a constant suction. So that's also a good alternative for people who may not want the cupping marks,
Right. Oh,
because
that's
the
good to
cup
know.
is constantly moving.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Awesome.
So
And so you also do traditional stone massage, hot stone massage too, right?
I used to do the traditional hot stone massage. Now I do
So
the
now you,
Himalayan Salt Stone.
okay, you exclusively do that. Yeah. So let's talk about
Yes.
that. I mean, everybody, well, I think everybody knows what Himalayan salt is. Most people probably
And
listening
most
to
people
this
know
know.
what the hot stone massage is.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Himalayan salts, I don't know about you, but I've actually switched over to Himalayan salt to season my food.
Oh,
It's
absolutely. I've
very
been using it for
healthy.
years. Yep.
Yeah. And there are reports out there that say that Himalayan salt does not raise your blood pressure. So
That's
I don't know if
true.
that's a definite, but I think that's true. So it's much safer than the traditional, white table salts.
Mm-hmm.
And so, we see Himalayan salt stones or Himalayan salt pretty much in a lot of different areas. There are the salt lamps that a lot of people have. I have one in my office, and that emits negative ions because there's a lot of the electromagnetic pollution that we experience that I guess a lot of people don't realize is out there, from cell phones, electronic devices, microwaves, that type of thing, that emits positive ions, which actually can, make us, anxious or
Mm-hmm.
maybe depressed, nervous, that kind of thing. And what the Himalayan salt does is it emits the negative ions. So, and that's due to the 84 naturally occurring minerals that are found in the earth, because the salt comes from salt caves in Pakistan and a few other countries around there, deep in the earth. So minerals like magnesium, calcium, iron, iodine. And so emitting the negative ions actually creates relaxation, in the air if you're using the salt lamp. There's also Himalayan salt nebulizers that I've seen online.
Mm-hmm.
If someone has a respiratory issue, and it kind of simulates being in one of those salt
Salt.
caves.
Yeah. Salt cave. Yep. Yep.
I think there are some, in the area you can just kind of lay in a chair. I've actually never done it, but I've heard
Oh,
it's
it's
really
awesome. Yeah,
relaxing.
there used to be one in West Hartford, and I don't know if it's still there or not, but there's a couple down in Ridgefield and Fairfield County. But yeah, they are amazing. I mean, totally relaxing, and I feel like you can feel the effects of being in there. And definitely people I know who have used it for respiratory purposes, whether it's they have asthma or sinusitis or allergies or anything like that, just and even just immune support, they're great for all of that.
That's for sure. And then there are Himalayan Salt Stone deodorants at the store, the aluminum free.
Yep.
And that's because the nature of it is antibacterial. So that's a really safe alternative to traditional deodorants or antiperspirants,
Right.
aluminum free.
Yep.
That's what I use.
Yep.
Um, so there are so many different ways to use the Himalayan salt stones all
So
around us.
right, and obviously now someone has come up with a modality of using it in massage.
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about that. I mean, how does that differ from, say, a regular hot stone massage, or even just the other types of massage that you were talking about?
Well, in traditional hot stone massage, well, first of all, the stones are different. They're the basalt stones, the traditional, dark brown or black stones. Um, and so traditionally, those are heated up in a crock pot or a roasting pan in water. And so then they're just applied to, the body, let's say down the spine, on top of a towel, so as not to burn the client. But you do need to cool those off quite a bit before you use them on the client directly on the skin.
Mm-hmm.
So I used to do hot stone massage, the traditional one, and it is very relaxing. But with the Himalayan salts, it's actually a lamp. It's not a pot of water that heats them up. It's a special lamp with a slab. It's like a flat slab of Himalayan salt stone and some LED lights. And the different stones are just sitting on top of that in the lamp. There's some different shapes. There's ovals, round stones, and they're smooth as well. But it takes about an hour to heat up or so. And so it's pretty much the same application as the the regular hot stone massage, but it's actually more relaxing because of the nature of the stones, like we talked about, emitting the negative ions. So when the salt stones are used on the person's body, their skin is actually absorbing those beneficial minerals that we talked about. And it's so good for their skin because of the antibacterial properties. And there's a little bit of a light exfoliation going on because the stones are actually smooth. I wouldn't say they're rough. They're not as smooth as the traditional basalt stones, but they're still very comfortable to glide with. So you're getting a little bit of an exfoliation at the same time, which is nice. And it's environmentally friendly because there's no water that's being used and there's less electricity to heat up the stones with the special lamp that we use. The stones don't get as hot as the traditional ones do because there's, they're not being heated up in water, but they're still warm enough to create that relaxation response with the parasympathetic nervous system. So there's a lot of benefits with that.
Well, I love the fact that you can look at it from the perspective of obviously the benefit of using heat therapy, let's say in a massage. It's going to, loosen up muscles more and that kind of thing. But this to me is a whole different level because now the person is able to actually absorb some of the minerals. And I think that's something that we really overlook in society, is just how minerally depleted we are because our soils are. And let's face it, people, a lot of people's diet isn't that great. I mean, even if you are eating super healthy, you may still not be getting, the amount of minerals that you need. And so this is another way to do that, through absorption, by having a Himalayan salt stone massage. I love that.
Yeah, it's definitely more beneficial than the traditional one.
Awesome. So,
Yeah.
So that's something new that you're doing. Are there any other modalities that you want to tell us about?
Sure. So we talked a little bit about the Medi-Cupping with the machine. And so there is a 90-minute Medi-Cupping aromatherapy body contouring cocoon, which is really nice for women. So it does target cellulite. And so the cups are used all over the body, and all the problem areas. Of course, there are some contraindications. If you're pregnant, you shouldn't receive it. If you happen to have a hernia, then we would avoid the abdominal area. But all the areas, the buttocks, the upper arms, the legs, the whole body gets cupped using the special Medi-Cupping cups. And actually, the action of cupping, whether it's Medi-Cupping or regular cupping, and a lot of people don't know this, is that, well, first of all, it activates the lymphatic system, which is very healthy for us, especially for people who don't move much, because the lymphatic system, if you're not moving, if you're not exercising, if your diet is poor, then your lymphatic system is probably stagnant. And, that's kind of like why people get cellulite, among other things. But actually, cupping enables the skin to increase absorption of any topicals. So as part of that treatment I was talking about, there's a special blend of oils that is applied after the area of the body is cupped. And these oils are particular to help dissolve fats, increase metabolism, and with the appearance of cellulite. So it's traditionally done over 8 sessions, ideally twice a week for 4 weeks, and then there are maintenance sessions. So each session builds upon the previous one with a different combination of the essential oils. So we cup the area, we apply the oils, and then you're actually wrapped up, kind of like a regular body wrap in a cocoon. That's why we call it the cocoon treatment. So, and you're on a heated table. So while you're wrapped up, heating up, your body is absorbing those oils that are beneficial, to benefit cellulite. And then we do a little neck and shoulder massage while you're kind of cooking, so to speak, and then we unwrap you. But it's great because it actually does activate the lymphatic system and to really get the circulation. A lot of times in the problem areas where we have cellulite, the circulation is very poor. So with the Medi-Cupping, we're breaking up, the cellulite, and then we're actually draining it. There are certain ways to drain it into the lymph nodes, the different lymph nodes that we have throughout the body.
And that's basically to just remove toxins. I mean, essentially the lymphatic
Yeah,
system is the way your body detoxes, so to speak.
right.
And
Even if someone wasn't looking for body contouring per se, cupping is very beneficial for lymph drainage,
right.
And it's a safe treatment compared to some other treatments out there that could be drastic. There's no needles involved. It's
Right.
just cups.
Yep.
And so it's, you're not going to look like you've had plastic surgery after having the 8 sessions, but it's going to be, a really healthy, natural look, and you're going to feel lighter too.
Right. Awesome. So you said that was 8 sessions.
It's 8 sessions, and then maintenance sessions once a week or every other week thereafter, depending on, your progress.
Right. Exactly what results you're looking for and that kind of thing. What do you recommend, or how often do you recommend that people get massage? Because I feel like most people feel like massage is a luxury, right? Like, well, it's pampering myself, it's going to the spa, maybe I'll go once every couple months to treat myself. My perspective on massage is not that at all. To me, it's not like going and getting my nails done. To me, massage is more about, like it's stress reduction for me. It's physiological from the perspective of I exercise a lot, I lift weights, I'm a runner. So for me, it's to keep everything, loose and healthy and flexible and that kind of thing. So I think of massage more as almost like a medical treatment. I mean, something that that I do on a regular basis for, prevention from injury. So what's your recommendation for people, like, let's just say, for whatever reason it might be we're talking about detox, it might be, this Himalayan salt is to add more minerals to the body, or the deep tissue could be to, alleviate pain, work out, knots and things like that. What do you think you would recommend for people?
Everybody is individual in terms of the frequency of receiving massage. Most people do come to me once a month, for whether it's stress relief. But, then I also have some people who have a chronic issue. Maybe they're sitting at the desk all day, or they just carry a lot of stress in their shoulders and they need to come more often. So, some people will see me once a week for that, or twice a week. Or if they're very physically active and athletic, they might want to come to me, more often than that. So it's really individual. General rule of thumb, at least once a month. But I do agree with you. I've had people say to me, well, this is a luxury, or, I'm just going to come once a year on my birthday. Or, I think a lot of people, especially women, might feel guilty because, they're so used to taking care of their children or their spouse, or, maybe they're just so busy with, trying to balance the family life and work, and they they feel like they don't have any time. But, self-care is so important. And massage is just one piece of that. There's exercise, meditation, nutrition, proper sleep. And, so definitely massage is an important piece of that. And, there's also some people who might come in just because they happen to, hurt themselves shoveling or something like that. But people should not wait until something like that happens to come in for a massage. Massage can actually help tone your muscles and, help range of motion. So if you're receiving regular massage, it can actually help prevent anything from getting worse.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And what we all talked about with the lymphatic system, I mean, helping from the perspective of detox. So
That's for sure.
there's so many benefits. I would, I hope more people think of it from a perspective of, I'm going to do this as preventative measure and self-care and not, oh, it's this luxurious treat.
Right. And, there has been a lot of research done in the field of massage. It's actually been proven to help people sleep better. It improves your mood. It can help with, anxiety and depression. Not to say, that's not a substitute for, seeing a therapist or being on medication. But it also has been proven to activate the immune system. So there's all these different benefits, improved digestion. A lot of people don't realize that there are just so many other benefits to massage, in addition to, working on the muscles and just feeling, being worked on.
Right.
In certain areas of the body.
That's a next great article.
Okay.
Absolutely. Yeah, seriously, educating people on look at all these health benefits from it. It's not just about, a luxurious treatment, for you once a month, once a year or whatever on your birthday. Awesome. Well, this has been fantastic info. So I know you have a couple of specials that you're having in March and April that you want to talk a little bit about. And also, how can people, learn more about you, find you, any kind of information you want to give us?
Okay. So yes, for the March and April issue, it's in my ad, but the Himalayan Salt Stone Massage, it's normally a 75-minute treatment, but in March and April, there's a complimentary upgrade to a 90-minute session. And so people can find me on my website, abundanthealthct.com. They can email me, info@abundanthealthct.com. Or they can give me a phone call if they have any questions about any of the treatments. If they feel, if they're a good candidate, let's say for the Medi-Cupping cocoon treatment, they can feel free to contact me with any questions.
Okay, awesome. And all that, your contact info is on your website.
Yes.
I'm sure as well. Cool, cool. Well, that's a great option that everybody should be taking care of. You get taking advantage of. You get 90 minutes for the price of 75. I would be all over that. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for all this great information, Kristina. And I'm sure a lot of people will be reaching out to you at your location in Farmington. And this podcast lives on our website at naturalnutmeg.com, and it's also e-blasted out to all of our readers and listeners. Thanks everybody for joining us today, and hope you all have a great day.
Thank you.